The Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat has been commissioned in Ghana's capital, Accra, and handed over to the AU. The free trade agreement, which is expected to open the market for 1.2 billion people on the continent, was to be launched in July. It was postponed to January 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. Nabil Ahmed Rufai reports from Accra.
A new dawn for economic integration in Africa. As the flags of Ghana and the African Union go up in Accra, the handing over of this building means it will now serve as the Secretariat of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Ghana has fully discharged all her obligations and commitments agreed with the AU Commission. And we are today handing over a fully furnished and befitting office space in a secured and easily accessible location within the business center of Accra as the permanent secretariat of the AfCFTA. We have provided also an appropriate furnished residential accommodation as the official residence of the Secretary General of the AfCFTA.
The Continental Free Trade Agreement, when operational, will allow 1.2 billion people in Africa to trade among themselves. The launch of the Free Trade Agreement was postponed in July due to COVID-19. The Secretariat now has the task of ensuring that all is set for a grand launch of its implementation from January 2021.
Africa continues to be trapped in a colonial economic model, which requires that we aggressively implement the AfCFTA as one of the tools for effecting a fundamental structural transformation of Africa's economy. We have to take action now. We have to take action to dismantle the colonial economic model that we inherited.
Officials of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area will continue their work at this Secretariat in Accra. While COVID-19 lingers, they will also be holding virtual meetings to finalize all negotiation deals by member states that have signed to the pact.
This building behind me was formerly Ghana's Export Trade House. The people working here promoting the exports of cocoa, fish and handicrafts to countries far and wide. Repurposed to the Africa Trade House, it will from now symbolize Africa's ambitions to promote trade within the continent itself from one African country to another.
Many African countries still have their borders closed due to COVID-19, even as they lift restrictions to improve their economy. But despite the surge of COVID-19 on the continent, the Secretariat of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area says it is poised to navigate through the challenges and implement the agreements from next year. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, CGTN, Accra, Ghana.
Nabil Ahmed Rufai now joins us live from Ghana's capital, Accra, for more on this. Nabil, this is obviously a significant moment for Africa as it seeks to become the world's largest free trading bloc. What most stood out for you from today's event?
Penina, indeed, what stood out for me today at the program was the determination of the African leaders to forge ahead despite the circumstances that we find ourselves in with the coronavirus pandemic. Speeches after speeches indicated the fact that all those African countries that have ratified the agreement are determined to make sure that the deal really goes through from January next year. And indeed, the Secretary General has showed his commitment to ensure that everything goes smoothly with running of the Secretariat here in Accra and putting in the necessary structure that will facilitate the implementation of the free trade area. So you can see a sense of commitment on the part of the officials that gathered to commission the Secretariat here in Accra, that indeed they are serious about this and they want to change the face of the way Africa does its business among itself, Penina.
And we also know, Nabil, that Ghana has committed to donating $10 million for operationalization of the AfCFTA Secretariat. How soon is the country planning to give this money?
Yes, Penina, this $10 million commitment was made by the government of Ghana sometime June 2019. and steps were being taken to give this money to the AU until coronavirus pandemic really hit, and things have actually slowed down for now because the government is trying to allow its economy to bounce back from the shocks caused by the coronavirus pandemic. And we understand that processes are ongoing as the country tries to stabilize its economy. The government will be looking to generate that $10 million to give to the AU for the smooth running of the Secretariat. We know that already $3 million has already gone into setting up the Secretariat that was commissioned today. So plans are far advanced, although we are not certain when exactly this money would be given out. But we know that the government is working towards giving out this money once it stabilizes its economy within this COVID-19 period, Penina.
And you did mention, Nabil, that the continent is looking to implement this, the Continental Free Trade Area in January. So what happens between now and then?
We understand that a lot of virtual meetings will be ongoing. We know there are some trade deals that have not been finalized as yet, and they'll be looking to finalize all these trade deals before its implementation begins in January next year. We know there are some tariff concessions that have not also been finalized for some goods that would be trading among the countries, and this is something that is on the burner for now while steps are being taken for the implementation next year. So a lot will be ongoing between now until January next year for before the implementation begins. We know 54 countries have actually ratified and 28 countries have signed the pact, but then the Secretariat says it's looking to make sure that the other 26 that have not yet signed will also sign before the implementation begins in January next year.
All right, Nabil, thank you for that update. Nabil Ahmed Rufai, live for us in Accra.